And hello everyone. I hope guys you are doing well. Let's jump start as fast as possible because today it's a 45 minutes only to master writing a CV for GCC job, which is like that's quite fast. Can I write a CV in 40? Well, you don't have to write a CV in 45 minutes, but you will learn how to do that in today's session. Because this is me, Haytham Salman, and if you know Haytham Salman, this is too bad, guys. I mean, you don't know me, but it's fine. I'm a career coach and job search strategist, and I'm expert in GCC job market. And we don't have to talk much about that. Okay, let's just jump start and see how we are going to learn how to master CV writing. And for this reason, we're gonna share my screen here, where everyone will be able to see. Whoa, this eco version of my desktop, but this is what we want to see. And I believe everyone should be able to see the slideshow here. I'm so happy to have you all here. Let me give you just a few notes that if you have any questions, please keep these questions to the end of the session because I'll be answering all these questions. I'll try to answer all these questions as much as possible. So for today, please write down your notes. Everything will be recorded and will be uploaded on my channel on YouTube. Then I'll give you all the instructions later once we finish this with this call. But if you go to the event page, you'll find a registration link. Please make sure that you register there so that you will receive all the content that we are going to have here in this session, as well as the recording link for today's session. Okay, Haytham Salman back again here, and this is a free crash course to CV Mastery for GCC jobs in 45 minutes only. And I believe you don't have the reason to see me. I will hide myself here and make sure that you only see. No, I think that we can't do that here unless I disable the camera. And we go here, and then this is the point. Oh, again, I'll still appear here. Okay, whatever. Let me just please see my face. That'll be way better. Okay, let's jump start and let's go to talking first of all about some CV facts, because you have the right to know a little bit more about your CV. Am I right here? So number one, your CV is not about you. Now this sounds crazy to many of you guys. If my CV is not about me, so who is it about? And this is where we clarify that your CV is about the headhunter or let's say the hiring manager or the business owner here. Let me make sure that we make this clear and we just expanded the whole thing so that you'll be more amazed to see everything. Now, your CV is about the hiring manager. The hiring manager is the one who needs you. The employer is the one who's looking for you. So we have to make sure that we customize and adjust the CV according to what they want, not what we want to impress them with, okay? So the CV is actually about them, what they want, what the requirements they're asking for, and how to make that CV fit into these requirements. Again, it's about them, it's about you. And remember, again, your CV is a marketing tool, and it is your proposal to the hiring manager. The second thing that you have to know about the CV is you need to be first aware of yourself. You have to be aware of your skills, be aware of your experiences, and aware of your achievements. If you lack this kind of awareness, it will be extremely hard for you to develop the right CV. Still, in my structure here, we will make the whole thing way easier for you. Now, there's one big mistake everyone does, which is no size fits all. Okay, it's quite nuts why everyone thinks that if I create one CV, I can use it everywhere, maybe change some keywords, but in fact, it does not. And to be frank with you, sometimes it might exceed changing some keywords. Okay, but after all, your CV should not be the same CV you apply for every company. Some companies matter to them, some skill sets, the others might not matter to them. So you have to be extremely careful with this part. Now, you have to be aware of one last thing here. I've seen amazing CV writers, resume writers. I have seen plenty of them. Some of them are my friends, to be frank. But I have this belief after all. If you don't feel comfortable about maybe having a CV writer, which is the program here is not about having CV writer. It's you being the one who writes your own CV. You have to understand one main thing in business, that successful entrepreneurs and business owners write their own proposals. And as I said, your CV is your proposal to the hiring manager, what you are delivering to their table. So I believe if you want to be a successful job seeker, someone who is looking for the right job, you have to take responsibility of writing your own resume. At least understand how the whole thing is written. Now, some key questions, we'll talk about them later, but let's go to, I'll be answering some frequently asked questions about your resume. Don't mind them right now, but let's go to the main topic here, the step-by-step approach to write your resume. Now, before we go there, okay, I want you to, we will go through these following things that we will learn throughout this session. Number one, you will get your hands on over the CV template, which is I will share with you later. By the end of the session, you will receive an email. If you register through the link that is there on the event page at the top, it will be like registration link, press that, fill the form, and once I receive everyone's emails, I will literally pass you all the templates. Understand why the CV is designed the way that I'm going to show you right now. We'll understand also the importance of soft skills and what do we mean by that and how this is the key factor and the game changer when it comes to CV writing. You have to make sure that you're using power words. I will literally teach you what power words are and how they're crucial to building the right bullets when it comes to your resume. Then we will understand that here's a very tricky trick. Basically, this technique, okay? It's very tricky to convert responsibility to achievements because everyone's is complaining that, hey, everyone's saying that I don't have to mention responsibilities in my CV. So what am I supposed to mention there? I don't have achievements. We don't have all these achievements to be mentioned there. I will literally teach you how to convert your responsibilities to look like an achievement to hiring managers. And there's a formula for that. We will cover it. And finally, we will show you how to literally depend on understanding the job description to create the proper resume for me. So these are what we are going to cover today. I think how many minutes? 10 minutes have passed so far, which is good. I believe now it's good to start. Now, understanding the resume creation requires that first of all, we need to see the template and we need to see the job description. Let me go through and show you the template, guys, which is sample resume. Yeah, this is our template. And our template is for some guy. Actually, this is one of my clients, but his name is not John Smith because I have to keep some confidentiality and privacy for my clients. But this is one of my clients, and he's a senior executive assistant with more than 16 years of experience. Note that I've already been able to identify years of experience I have just by the way it is designed here, okay? But please, please don't be fast to look at everything here and just follow me through the step-by-step approach that I have for you so far, okay? Now, let me jump to the steps, what we are going to go through. These are the main steps that we have. And, yep, let me just organize this. So this is the step-by-step guide to creating your resume. Step one, we will, number one, focus on writing your name and contact information. Step two, building your top skills. Step three, enter your job titles, dates, organization names. Four, describe each organization. Describe job role generally. Integrate powerful bullet points. Build in education extras, write summary, and the proofreading and the paragraph part, step 9. So let's jump start here and see what we're going to do in step number 1. So step number 1 is ridiculous. Okay, let's go there. I want to close irrelevant stuff like this one. Okay, so step number 1, guys, is this part, the header part. Okay, how to write down this part is the following. Number 1, your name is extremely clear and bold. Number 1, your first, second, or third is fine. 3-part or 2-part, make sure it's clear and bold. The second thing is the role you are applying to. If you are positioned as someone who really have a position similar to that role, please make sure you mention that. But quite clearly should say that I am the one you are looking for. You're looking for an executive assistant. I'm a senior executive assistant. Okay, if you're looking for a 2 years executive assistant, it's extremely wrong to mention senior executive assistant, and they will be literally refusing your CV when they see the 16 years of experience because it does not match the job that you are applying to. So these are the most important two parts that you have to clarify in the beginning because these are your identifiers. Okay. Now the second part is we go through the email. I make sure I put down my email here, clear. My mobile number, where I'm staying, my number here. Now, the address part, make sure you don't go so deep. Your city and the country you are staying in. Now, if the job description is requiring you to work in a different city, they will definitely prefer people who are working in that or living in that city. What you have to do here, if possible for you, mention that you are relocating to that city. For example, here, John is staying in Abu Dhabi, but the job requirement is asking you to be in Dubai. But you can mention still that I'm willing to relocate to Dubai. Okay, this is a good identifier. Another bonus is to mention the same neighborhood where this company is. That would be great. If you are living in, don't say that you're willing to relocate to that location, to that neighborhood. No, don't do that. If you are already living in the same neighborhood, okay, of that company, you can mention that. This is an added advantage for you. Okay. Now the second part is, or the last part is the LinkedIn profile link. I see many people put the whole link here. It's not wrong, but this is way neater. It looks way neat that do it this way because if you kept like the whole link all together, let's say this is my link. If you look at it, it says linkedin.com-in-Haytham Salman. It doesn't look so neat. So what you can do here, you can put your name as a hyperlink by clicking right click and then edit hyperlink, or it will ask you to add a hyperlink. Okay, let me give you an example here. I want to edit. I will take this out, cancel, remove hyperlink. This is what we're going to do. I can put my name here. It's fine. I can say Haytham Salman or John Smith LinkedIn profile. It will be a sentence, but easy to read, a clear sentence. I will highlight it, right click. I will say link. I will add link to my profile and done. Now I have a link to my profile. Easy, guys, right? So this is the first step that we have to take into consideration. Let's get back to our slides and see step 2. Build your top skills. Now, the biggest mistake everyone does is that everyone do, mind my English, please. Everyone do is that they jump to professional summary. That is wrong. You are going to summarize what? We still didn't finish working in anything. So what we have to do here is skip this part and jump to my top skills here, which is step number 3, step number 2, building your top skills, okay? Now we need to build the top skills. Now what top skills to include here, Haytham? Because this part really confuses me because I have plenty of skills. I have 20 skills. How can I put all this together in that resume to impress them? In fact, as I said again, you are not here to impress them with what you have, but what they want, because the CV is about them. And here's the point where we jump to our job description. I believe now so far I can still see my job description. And my job description literally, the job description, by the way, is just like a real job description somehow, okay? And we made some modifications here. So this is a job description, and I copied it, and this is what I really recommend you to do. Make a copy of the job description. You will need it later. So I made a copy of the job description, and this is what I will do next. First of all, I want you to mind one important thing. The first 60 to 70% of the job description is the most important part, especially the first 50 or 40%. This is the most requirements are here. If you don't fit these requirements, don't expect to apply to that job. Don't waste your time, seriously. But the majority of the requirements are the top 60%, usually, of the job description. So let's go and see what is job description asking you for and what this has to do with the top skills. If you look at the first sentence, it's saying excellent written and verbal communication skills. What we need to do now, we need to identify what are the top skills that this company or this job description is asking for. That's it, guys. That's it. What are the most important skills that we have to be aware of? So if you look here, it's quite clear that they're looking for communication skills. I highlight this. Okay? Now, the second thing you're looking for, effective time management skills with ability to prioritize. This is an interesting set of two skills together, time management and prioritization, and both makes a lot of sense. They're both connected to time management. Detail-oriented, outstanding quality assurance. The word detail-oriented and quality are both connected to each other. So we're looking for this set of skills. What would that be? Apparently, they're looking for quality assurance, and we will clarify more details about this. Then, presentable, well organized, and ability to multitask. We have multitasking, we have organization, presentability. We have presentability and organization. Okay? And we have some stuff that are so interesting, I will just highlight them and see which are the most important here. Proactive, preemptive approach, able to work autonomously. Okay, this is something very important for this company. Flexible, handle stress well, working under pressure. I don't think we have to need to highlight this. It's just like, for me, to be frank, this doesn't look like a skill. It looks like a characteristic that you would be able to have. Adaptable, last minute changes. You are a dynamic person, agile and dynamic. This is more like a characteristic in you more than a skill. Okay, I'm just changing the color here to reduce the priority in terms of skill. Organization, again, we're talking about organization here. Organization and interpersonal skills. Oh my God, we are repeating some skills so far. Interpersonal skill has to do with communication, and organization is already mentioned here, right? So apparently we have some skills that are being repeated. Day-to-day office operations, so this is like normal, what you are going to expect to do. Arrange scheduled meetings. Looking at this will make me think of what software they are using here. It's quite clear that they will be using Outlook. I believe that they'll be using Outlook for this job because for me, this is the best tool to schedule meetings. Usually this company is using Outlook, okay? But I have to arrange and schedule meetings. So this is kind of a skill that I expect me to do. Prepare agendas and relevant documents. It's both connected to each other. Manage relationship. Now we're talking about relationship management with internal and external parties. So we're looking for someone not just able to do that internally, but have to work with partners. You need some experience working with third parties or external entities outside the company, such as in these client service providers, providing information and handling issue independently. Independently, okay? I'll highlight more this point here. Independently and work autonomously are both connected as well. We are seeing some repeated skills here. Extensive oh my God, look, Outlook. This is software they're looking for. Again, we're repeating the stuff here. Do you see what's happening, the pattern here? The skills are being repeated. So it's quite clear so far what skills they are focusing at. Email and contact management, relationship management, same thing. CRM, we're talking about CRM technologies, and definitely they will use Excel. So please consider this as somewhere you're going to mention it, maybe in the cover letter. We'll mention it in the skills, technical skills that you have. You'll use something like this. Okay, if you're able to identify even what is the CRM they're using, that would be perfect. But maybe they're not using a specific software, and that would be Excel. Conference and meeting room management, again, organization and scheduling here. Process expense claim. This is a totally different skill here, and we're looking for something that looks like budgeting. Okay, note that this is in the bottom. They didn't mention anything earlier up here, but here like with some like the skill that is not very, very, very important, but at least it is something that we're looking also expecting you to do or have kind of skill set. Manage executive filing and data management systems. We need to know what kind of file and data management systems here. If you have experience working with this is great. Make sure that you mention some examples of what you have done. And sharing control, respond to return correspondence, and maintain organization. We're talking about scheduling again, filing again. We're talking about file management. Respond to greet visitors. This looks like not, it's like generic. Any executive assistant should know how to do that. Manage telephone calls. So do you see, guys? This doesn't look like very, very important skills that you need to have. Like at least we're expecting you that you know how to do this. You have expertise doing this. Okay? I deleted these because they are repeated. Everything here was literally repeated up. Now let's go back and see the top skills here again. And I was able to organize them. So we have prioritization and time management. We have autonomous and self-governant person or self-government skills. We have organizational and multitasking skills. repeated multiple times. We have interpersonal and communication skills, customer relationship management, and customer relationship management again. So we have like an idea what are the top skills for me here, and it's quite clear what we are going to mention in the resume. This is the point I go to my resume, okay, and put down all these skills together because this is our anchor. This is the point where we are starting to do literally everything. So I put together all these skills because these are the skills that matter to them when they see my areas of professional expertise and they go through these. Yes, this is the person we want. There's no rubbish about Word, no rubbish about I've experienced piloting a plane, any kind of thing like I can drive two cars at the same time, nothing about I can cook noodles in 5 minutes, nothing, all that kind of extra skills that matter nothing to hiring manager. I know guys, you want to impress them, you want to add more. I have programming skills, I have Adobe Photoshop skills as well that will impress them. They will not be impressed, they will be confused. Focus only on what they want only and remove all the skills that you have that are not relevant to that job description. If you want to really mention these in the interview, you will have plenty of time to talk about other stuff that might impress them. And if they don't want them, don't mention them. Now, this is the second step that we have to work on when it comes to your resume. So going back to our step-by-step guide, step 3, your job title, the date, and the organizational names. Here's the point where I put the professional experience. Okay, many of you will jump to education. If you are a fresh grad with no experience, even volunteering experience, you can mention that. Okay, but if you have an expert like you are a senior expert, go to professional experience directly. Now, what you have to mention here, the company, where it's located, the period you worked in that company, and the job, what you have been doing there. What was your role there? Okay, try to adjust this role as much as possible to the job that you are applying to, because sometimes it might say here administrative, like administrator. It might say administrator. What was the administrator here? Okay, so ambiguous, right? It's not clear. It's vague. So try to administrator. Someone also was doing administrative assistance kind of role. Executive assistant would be more sensible to them. Now, don't lie about that, but you can say administrative assistant, right? You're not lying about it. Maybe the job description says that when you apply to the company or current company, but again, what you want them to read. After all, you just want to grab their attention, and you will tell them more what I was doing there, because what I was doing there is relevant to what you are looking for. Now, the second thing is that you will add the description for each organization, if not a multinational or a locally famous company. I would usually tell you, listen, put a sentence or two sentences here. That's absolutely fine. But if that will like consume space out of your CV, you don't have to leave that. You don't have to put it together. You can just put a link here to the about section of that company. I mean, like Shell Oil, for example. Everyone knows Shell. I don't have to describe. You don't have to tell me who is Shell Oil, right? But if you're looking for Al-Futtaim is a local famous company in Dubai, in UAE. You don't have to tell me who Al-Futtaim is, right? But your flight for ABC company is not quite famous, all right, not quite big local company. I advise you to add a sentence or two describing that company. Now, the next thing is describe each job role generally. Now, this is my advice to you. Professional experience, the company, date, role. Next, company, date, role. Keep that empty. Next, company, date, role. Keep that empty. Keep everything empty because we will fill it based on how much space we have in the CV. I would really recommend you don't exceed 3 and stick to 2 as much as possible. Okay, because you don't have to literally tell them about every small nitty-gritty you had with the previous experiences. They don't read CVs, okay? They don't read CVs. Again, no one read your CV. They screen and scan your CV before the interview. Most likely, they will read the CV during the interview. There's a high chance that they will do that. So don't expect them to read, okay? Now, don't expect that. So let's go and continue here. Once you do that, I add the job title, add a description, a general description of what you are doing there, a general description, and try to focus mentioning a skill or two that is they are expecting to read more about. For example, managing a spectrum of administrative tasks. Managing a spectrum of administrative tasks is more to do like this someone who has multitasked at some point with the vice president of Middle East region. This is really interesting person. You worked in a very high level, working with very high level people with impactful coordination. Number one, and minute detail comprising travel, transportation, leisure with the best of its class. This is amazing because you are demonstrating what extra skill set that you have. Now, note what we'll do here. So what do I fill here, Haitham? This is what you're going to fill. Exactly the skills that you have mentioned here. I don't recommend that you exceed this. Maybe go with four, five, three kind of skills that you believe that are top of the top and relevant to what I have been doing there. It's fine if you have been covering only like maybe this four or five, okay, or this four, for example. But I didn't do these in this role. It's fine. But at some point you probably covered it in the previous one, right? And you have that skill. You can start connecting here. Did I do that? Believe me, you would have done that. Okay, I believe that you can do that. If you've never done any of these, I mean, come on, you're applying for the right job, mate. So now let's look at communication interpersonal skills and how did I implement that. I'll put all the skills that are relevant to communication, priority, organization, blah blah blah. Okay. Note that I add the extra one here because they have mentioned something about budgeting. I'll try to show them that I also have this skill, so we put budget management, even though it's not a skill that we have extremely important. We have a feeling that it's important. Why? Because we have done something similar. We have an achievement doing something like that. And I will tell you how we established this. So first of all, the skill. Now, we have to describe what I have done with this skill. And the description should be an achievement. Again, it should be an achievement. And for this to work, we have to integrate powerful body bullet points. And now, let me introduce you to the formula of how to turn your responsibility at that company into an achievement. And now, let me just show you this. Number one, what is power word, Haitham? And let me just show you an example of what a power word is. It's an action verb that describes and achieves or something that you have done. Okay? A power word will look like this: negotiated, presented, created, evaluated, surveyed, organized. These are power words or action verbs or action words. Call it whatever you want. This sheet will be shared with you guys for free. I want you to make sure just to stay by the end of this call because I have an announcement for you. Just make sure that you don't leave this session before I make that announcement. Okay, because I'll give you more details about how we're going to share all this to you and extra stuff. So, power words. The first thing, I'll put a power word. Then, what, who. Let's say I have, for example, presented. Or let's say I have organized. What have you organized? Or improved? What have you improved? Or to who have you improved this? Okay? And by doing what? Okay? By how much? By who? By how much? By what amount? In what way? As a result of doing what? Different than anyone else, which is like probably a skill that you have or is like something extra, it's like competitive advantage you have over what time scale. Let me show you some examples on how we do that. Improved Adidas customer satisfaction by 20% by applying my management techniques over a 6-month period. Here's another example. Organized and planned around 30 on average, 30 or approximately 30 events with various global embassies, South Africa, India, France, etc., resulting in building strategic bonds with prospects and partners. This is the way how you deliver or turn your responsibility into an achievement. Now, make sure that you mention these as much as possible to make it more stronger. Number one, numbers. Okay? Make sure that you put numbers, pardon me. Make sure that number one, the most important part to make this a powerful sentence, put numbers. Number two, add brands. For example, here we have Adidas, we have embassies, South Africa, India, France. These are brands, right? Especially if they are relevant to the company I'm applying to. This is perfect. Third thing is softwares or methodology. If you use the software or programming language, mention that. If you use specific technique or specific methodology, agile, PMP, whatever, mention that. And finally, add a result. So what does that result in? If there's no result, there is no achievement. Now, this is the structure that you have to follow. Note that you don't have to mention literally everything in every sentence. You don't have to do that. At least mention one, two, three, four. This makes it stronger. I would recommend make sure you mention numbers with results. At least numbers with results makes your responsibility literally look like an impressive achievement that hiring manager would literally be impressed when they read that sentence of you or for that in that resume. All right. Now, moving back to our resume here. Look at what have we done here. Organize, plan 30 events. Prioritized Outlook. We have the software here. Procured. There's nothing here much. It's fine, not bad. Maintained, confidential. Like, see the way he started. Prioritized, procured, maintained, arranged. Okay. Cutting cost. We started immediately here with the result. That's impressive because this is what we want to see. Results, first of all. By doing what? By approximately 30%. This is what we have done. This is an achievement by itself. And actually, John here, or my client here, had already this achievement, and that's why we created this skill that is relevant to what they were asking for in terms of cutting costs earlier in the job description. It was budgeting? Yeah, it was budgeting at that time. CO 16 numbers in Dubai Palace Hotel. So we have brands, we have numbers, we have everything needed to make this experience way impressive. We'll apply the same thing here. We reduce the number of skills because, as I said, the more they go down, the less the chances for them to read it. Puma, there was no need to put more description. We just been like in very high level describing what I have been doing there, what John has been doing there. Okay, we have mentioned some possible brands here as well. This be for UAE labor. So do you see the way, guys, we were able to mention or describe the whole professional experience? This is the way how to do that. Let's see what should be our next step. And the next step should be integrate PowerPoint, Power Words, build education extra, and the summary. So the last thing, well, not the last thing, but after that, if you have any education and professional training, please make sure that you mention them. This is the next thing we're going to do. Once we finish the professional part, is mentioning the professional training, talk about it from the last position that you have, the last training you had to the first one you had. The same thing, by the way, this is chronological order. Everything is chronological order. For the professional experience, same thing, with the most current company to the oldest company I have worked with. Let's see what we have here. And education, master's, we have master's degree person here. And this is an impressive thing. This is impressive. For an administrative assistant to have a master's degree is an added advantage value here. This is a competitive what's that word again? I've just like mixed up some words in my mind here. Competitive advantage, or whatever you want to call it, that we have here. Okay, a Bachelor of Art. Well, of course, we can put in by the end some technical skills, some other language skills that we have. But this is the point. Now we go to the summary. Now I can summarize my CV. Does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Say yes. Just write down in the comments. Yes, it makes sense, because if I want to summarize, I need something to summarize first place, right? And let's see the way we summarize that as easy and smooth as possible. An executive assistant. That's what I do, right? I want you to know that I'm an executive assistant, not anything else. With demonstrated history, over 16 years. I'm clear about the number of years I have because you're looking for someone who's senior. And I am a senior. Of experience working with multinational companies in different industries. This is something really impressive. I might not know exactly what industry you are in, but I'm telling you I have the capability to work with different industries because literally all these industries have benefited from me. And look at what we mentioned here. We mentioned brand. It's very important. We didn't just say athletic, fashion, oil and gas. No, brands matter. Most likely, one of these brands are brands that are relevant to that company that I want to work with. Maybe it's a competitor, maybe it's a partner, right? Having you there, that company will be a cutting edge to initiate any kind of partnership with these partners or to understand exactly about what the competitors are doing if these were competitors, right? And DHL and RMH. Look at that. It's really impressive. 16 years. And we want to bold this. Make this in bold. 16 years working with this brand. You are not hiring any senior professional here. Look, we are hiring a senior professional who has expertise working with biggest market share players in the market of the region or UAE in our case here. That's enough. That's it. That's a summary. Yeah, that's enough to say. But do you see what I have done here? I could have written a paragraph describing what I have summarized the whole CV. No, that's a mistake. Again, why? Because they scan, they don't read. And we want to make the scanning process as easy as possible to their eyes. Again, it's always about them. Okay? Look what we have done here. We put it in the bullet points because it's way easier to read bullets than reading a paragraph. It's way easier. Trust me. I can at least easily track everything I want to read about this person. So number one, we mentioned our competitive advantage here. Our competitive advantage. I have an MBA. Wow, we are hiring not any assistant, executive assistant. We are hiring an MBA assistant. We don't usually see assistants who have MBA. This is a competitive advantage. This guy knows a lot about organization, how the business works, how to manage the business, and everything. And we highlighted the top skills we have, qualified in general management and specialized in communication, time management, and organizational skills, which are the top skills that you're looking for, Mr. Employer. Second thing, I'm a people person. This is my top characteristic I have to, which you would love to have, would make you really interested to have you in your team. With recommendations and testimonials. I'm not anyone. I do have testimonials that I am a people person. Not just that, I have testimonials in multitasking and building trustworthy client relationship. Why it's very important to mention this? Because again, this is one of the top skills that they're looking for: customer relationship, facing clients, and multitasking organizational skills. Also, this is one of the sentences I love to add in every summary. What you are aiming to do, what you're looking to, what kind of value you want to contribute in for the hiring manager. And here, I am aiming to support management, you, Mr. Hiring Manager. I'm aiming to support you in making better decisions and improve work process in a cost-efficient manner. Now tell me what else a manager would want. What else a manager would want? Someone who's going to support me in making my decisions and someone who will help me manage my expenses. Why would I say no to John? Unless I'm an asshole. But literally, why would I do that? John literally told me that I am here for you, Mr. Hiring Manager, to improve your decision making because I know how hard it is for you. You have small amount of time, you have a lot of tasks and work, and that's the reason why you are hiring me. Help you make right decisions. I will take all these small nitty-gritty tasks from you and make you focus on the bigger things in your business, as well as we want to make sure that your business works or functions with the minimal cost possible. Why would I say it to John? I'll be really impressed to know more about John. And next thing will be reading these skills. And next thing will be how did he apply these skills? I'm offering in a golden plate, what you want to know and read about me. Guys, this is my. This thing is designed literally for the sake of making sure your clients, the hiring manager, is impressed with what you're going to deliver and say yes to interviewing you and sitting down with you and know more about you. I was a proposal manager and I'm a certified proposal manager, and I know what managers want to read. And this is the reason I put the CV together this way. The last thing we need to do to make sure that we didn't make that slightest mistake everyone do, make sure that we proofread and there are no any grammatical mistakes here. There are two ways to do that, because the last thing you want to do, put some grammatical mistake that would ruin the whole document. Guys, this is a business document. Your CV is your proposal. You are the owner of your own business. If you are not able to demonstrate how punctual you are, how accurate you are, what kind of quality you deliver, If you fail to do that in your proposal, you will never do that in their business. And that's why they are so keen to make sure that everything is perfect from your side. Yes, this matters. So, how to fix that? Two ways to do that. Number one, you can install this application called Grammarly. You can have it for free. And Grammarly will help you a lot to detect what mistakes you have. If you have some grammatical mistakes, first of all, it will highlight you, underline it in red for you. If there is nothing, it will first thing, so no basic issues here. If there are any issue, it will point it out to you until you're like, yeah, fix this one here. Now, this is the first thing you can do. This is one of the the added feature add-ons that can go to Grammarly.com. I think you will be able to find add-ons for your Office and Word. The second way is that from Word, if you go to the bottom here, okay, we have thesaurus. It's called thesaurus proofreading. Once you click this one, it will show you everything that needs to be fixed grammatically. Okay, if you have vocabulary mistakes, have grammatical mistakes, punctuation mistakes, it will fix it for you. It will point out everything that you have to fix. So etc. here is missing a dot, etc. Spelling grammar mistake is complete. That's it. Now everything's fine. There's no complaint. It is 100%. I can't say perfect because I don't believe in a perfect CV. There's nothing called a perfect CV, and it's something I literally believe in. Okay, guys. This is what I have for you so far, and thank you very much for attending this session. Now, I will cover some points. Already we have 45 minutes. 45 minutes have passed so far. We were able to identify, understand how to structure the right CV. The perfect CV does not exist, but creating the right CV needs one most important thing: how you structure that CV. Your CV is all about one thing: structuring the CV, so that they can read it and identify exactly if you have what they want or not. Let's get back to the slides. And I want to highlight some few frequently asked questions before going into your questions. Number one, can I add other links like websites, like GitHub, social media? Yes, you can add that in the top, next to LinkedIn or below LinkedIn. You can add more links. For example, if you have a YouTube channel describing more what you do, or you are a finance expert, you have a YouTube channel talking about finance strategies, this is perfect. This is great. You are someone who's contributing to the community, and this is something that hiring managers really love. You can put a link to that YouTube channel. If you are a programmer, definitely you have a link. You have a profile at GitHub demonstrating the web development and your programming skills. That platform can have a link for your profile out there. If you are into Adobe and Photoshop and media production, I think there are profiles for such a thing. You can include that. If you have a website already to demonstrate your profile, your portfolio, include that website. That's absolutely fine. If you have an Instagram profile that demonstrates your social management skills, your social media management skills, or demonstrate a specific skill that's relevant to the job, literally put that together. What if my job title is not recognized? And this happens a lot. If, for example, you're a relationship officer or you are a growth hacker. Now, relationship officer doesn't make sense. Like, well, what kind of relationship we do here? So it's fine. You can organize the word sentencing here, like relationship management officer, relationship customer relationship manager, for example. This makes a lot of sense. Number one, growth hacker is someone who's into digital marketing, more into digital marketing hacks. Forget the word hack, digital marketing. What you can do here is you can add a description for that role. If it is not quite clear, not familiar role, right? That company gave you that role name. You don't like it, but you are doing exactly what they're looking for, but you're afraid that the title would like repel the recruiter at some point. Add a description for that job title. Can I have different CVs for different jobs? Well, yes, you definitely can have that. I would really recommend that you do this, but you have to be careful. Integrity. Does your LinkedIn reflect any of these? Now, if you're applying for a sales and marketing roles, you can create two CVs that focus more on live marketing and CV focuses more on sales. But what about your LinkedIn? What does it talk about? It might be confusing that you're applying for a marketing role, but your LinkedIn talks about you as a salesperson. You have to be a little bit kind of smart to find a way to make your LinkedIn as much general as possible to demonstrate your capability of doing both. All right. Now, is it okay to mention interests or hobbies? Whether you are a professional expert with 20 years of experience or 1 year experience, it's fine to mention that as long as it is relevant to what they do and maybe, which is better, relevant to the person who's going to interview you. If you are a guy who loves golf and you know that the one who's interviewing you is a golf lover, you want his trust. And this guy will be more interested to talk more about you, about golf, and maybe you can have a chance to play golf even before going to the third interview. Maybe. Anyway, guys, these are my most frequently asked questions. Thank you very much for attending the session. And as I said earlier, I will literally share with you everything you want to know about the resume writing, all the documents needed uh, all documents you need here for mastering resume. I'll share a template, I'll share the power words, and I will share everything else probably I forgot to mention right now. But make sure that you go to the events page and put together. I will stop the screen sharing. Okay, just make sure that you go to the event page, registration link, put your email, and I will do my best to send you email with all the documents that we have covered in this session. I want to tell you one more important thing, that you can master what's beyond your CV, because your CV is not the only thing that you need to master to get the job you want. There are a lot of factors that will play a big role in getting you to the job you want. A lot of factors, and I put that factors in one word called the job searching strategy. And let me tell you a little bit about my program. So I have developed this program based on my understanding of the challenges of more than 300, 400 professional experts I have interviewed personally. And this program is designed literally to help you overcome the challenges when it comes to finding the job that you really want. I know that to some of you that you believe there are no opportunities, I'm too old to find a job, there are a lot of competitions. Trust me, this job is designed to help you overcome the challenges related to finding the job you want. Make the whole process way easier for you. You don't have to be stressed. You don't have to apply to 100 jobs a day. You don't have to do all that. It's just a process, a systematic approach in how you can find a job that you really want. It's a program that I'm offering to you guys. Let's have a call. It's a premium program, by the way. So, of course, if you are the right fit for the program, I would invite you for another call, and we can have further discussion on what kind of services I'll offer to you, how we can contribute, and how I can contribute to your career shift or career change, and how can we work together in that program. If you're really interested in this program, just go to my profile and DM me, tell me that, hey, Haytham, you attended this session. I would love to know more about the program so that we can schedule a call together to hear your story, find out what challenges we can help you here. If I can help you, I will definitely tell you how to fix your problems. If I can't help you, I will try my best to find a solution for your problems. So if you're really interested, please just check out my profile. Go there, send me a message. Haytham, I'm interested to have a conversation with you, and we will literally have a call to understand exactly what your challenges, tell you more about my services. Let me see if we have any kind of questions. I don't want to miss anyone here. And thank you, Muhammad. Hi, how are you? Thank you for creating this session. Aida, much appreciated. I'm a big fan of you. You're a big fan of me. I'm a big fan of you. Qaisar, share document. I'll definitely share the document, Qaisar, through email. Make sure you go again to my events page. There's a registration link at the top. Put your email and name there, and they'll literally send you everything through email. Muhammad says, it will be helpful to know how you split the columns on the job description while collecting the most important words. Well, man, we're talking about word formatting here. This is beyond the scope of formatting and everything, how Word works, but we created columns, and I don't want to be bad, but look for columns. I think it's edit or view. Edit, look for columns. I created 2 columns here. Okay, that's it. This is the whole process of creating 2 columns. I have Mazen. Dr. Mazen is my mentor. It's my big pleasure is to have him watching my session here. Much appreciated, Dr. Mazen. Thank you very much. I'm thanking you, everyone here. I probably don't have the names appearing on my chat box. Billy, Calista, thank you for creating such a great content. It means a lot to me, Billy. Much appreciated. Very informative. Thank you all. I'll try to show the comments that I have received here so that at least I would acknowledge what you guys have contributed so far. 53. Okay, I'm happy that I didn't close 1 hour so far on this session. I will appreciate this. Thank you, Aida, and thank you, Qaisar Iqbal. See, this is a problem that appeared on my system right now, that the chat suddenly disappears, and I can't show any chat. See, it's now empty. And I'm going to complain about this. I'm going to complain about this to restream.com.io. Anyway, guys, still, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I'll be more than happy to discuss this with you. If you have any questions, again, I want anything else that probably didn't cover here, please come back to me anytime. It's more than a pleasure to do my best to help you in finding a job and building a better community of people who are doing what they love to do, working in the jobs they want to get. Until then, I wish you a wonderful night. Have a good evening. Thank you all. Take care and bye bye.